Welcome back to Project SHURFUN. Join us as the owner of Mate Series stops by Shurhold Studios to install their combo rod holder cup holders in the gunnels of the Albury. Barry and Sam work on a large punch list of final items, from wiring the new stereo speakers to polishing the stainless work, before finally applying a protective coat of Pro Polish wax and splashing her into the water for the very first time after a complete transformation.
Okay, as we get to some of the finishing touches of the boat, one of the things I wanted to do was replace these old, rusted out rod holders that were originally here, especially since we have all this new, beautiful non-skid. And since this boat for us is really going to be a utility boat, not only for utility for the family and snorkeling, but some fishing as well, you know, my wife's belief is you can never have too many cup holders. And you saw we put 6 cup holders up on the dash. And I came across something really cool. This is Mike Baltes from Mate Series, and he's the inventor of the Mate Series cup holder rod holder combo. And we're gonna look at fitting those into the Albury today. We've got 4 of them we're gonna try and get in here. And Mike, you've got a way to retrofit that where these used to be, right?
That's right.
Okay, and you've got a special tool we're gonna use for that today?
We do, yes.
Okay, now these were what? These are 30s?
Those are 30-degree rod holders.
Okay, and your cup holder rod holder combo comes in 30 as well as?
15 and 0 degrees.
15 and 0 degrees. So no matter what I had on the boat, we could do a direct replacement.
That's right.
Okay, great. So this is gonna be really cool. We're gonna have rod holders that are also cup holders, so there's plenty of places to keep your drink when we're running back from a day of snorkeling in the Exumas. So Mike and I are going to get started here, and he's got a really neat tool. He's going to show us on how to drill out these existing holes to fit his rod holders. Okay, so what you saw Mike doing was he had that special drill bit to cut out a hole from an existing hole, and these are the rings that were left, and that's for doing the retrofit that we had. If you were doing a new gunnel, he's got these great little templates that let you lay out where the hole needs to be and where all the parts are going to be, and that makes that really easy. But at the end of the day, this just looks absolutely beautiful. You can see it fits. We've got a tagger here, but whether it's that or a fishing rod, nice and easy into it. And of course, your cup for your cup holder. So we got 4 of them here on the boat, and we're off to our next project. Now that all the outside finish work of the boat is done, it's up to Sam and I to finish a pretty large punch list of things we need to do before she is ready to splash. First, I removed all the electrical wires from the helm. This way I could start from scratch building a new fuse panel and terminal block. Once the helm area was empty, it was the perfect time to cut open the old speaker hole to make room for a new hose coil storage unit. This will tie into our freshwater washdown system that was already on the boat. Next, I installed the new electrical backboard and began to run all new wires. At the same time, Sam installed the new shark eye bow lights. Next, I enlarged the front speaker holes to make room for a new larger bow speaker set from Wet Sounds. Sam and I also installed a pair of Wet Sounds speaker bars hidden up under the gunnels at midship. The wiring continued with installation of a new transom mount transducer, then hundreds of zip ties, making sure that each and every wire run through the boat is neat and clean. I then continued to terminate all the wires to the terminal blocks while also installing the battery charger and amp for the stereo. Sam worked on installing a new bilge pump. The last piece I had to tie into the wiring was the new switch panel made for us by New Wire Marine. They did a custom panel for us with Bocatech switches, and laser engraved our logo and wording on it. Once the helm wiring was done, Sam and I reinstalled the helm hatch on the front. We then continued to the top of the helm and installed the 6 extra deep cup holders. Each one of these is plumbed to drain to the bilge. Next, it was up to Sam to use a Dremel to polish all the stainless steel deck hardware before we reinstalled it. He used a wool buffing tip and some buff magic to polish each part individually. After they were buffed, he wiped them clean with Serious Shine and the parts look brand new. A bit of sealant, a wrench, and some elbow grease, and all the deck hardware was back in place. Last on our punch list was getting the windshield fixed up and back in. Again, Sam used buff magic, but this time with our dual action polisher. He began the careful process of refinishing the plexiglass. After several passes, the vast majority of the scratches and aging disappeared from the windshield. Now, while Sam was working on this, my son Vaughn was back at home designing for us some new spacer washers that we needed for the windshield. He used a 3D printer and printed them out so we'd have them just in time. Now a bit of alignment and a few stainless steel fasteners later, and she is all done. Okay guys, we are almost to the end of our Albury project here, and we have probably the most important thing left to do before we splash her, and that is to get a good protective coating on her. Now, unlike a traditional wax, we at Shurhold use our Pro Polish. This is a wax and sealant that's polymer based. Now the difference is a traditional wax is going to lay across the top of your surface. A polymer based component like this is going to bond with the surface. This is going to give you a much better UV protection and much better water sheeting action for much longer. Now with this, we're going to put it on using our Pro Polish pad on our dual action polisher and buff it out to a shine using our bright bonnet. Now this is a really easy and quick process. There are no fillers or talcum powders in this, so you're going to see this goes on really easy. Buffs through the haze to a nice shine really quickly, and Sam's going to be able to get this boat done in no time at all. So let's let him get started while I talk you through the steps. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is properly apply the pad to the Shurhold dual action polisher by making sure it is centered on the backing plate. Once the pad is in place, you can see Sam is putting 3 quarter-size dollops of Pro Polish directly on the pad. You want to make sure that the machine is set at about a speed setting of 2. And while the machine is still off, you're going to see Sam here takes the machine and presses it in a couple areas to spread the product. Now using light pressure, hold the machine against the boat's surface and turn it on. You don't want to have the machine off of the surface because that can sling and make a mess. Once the machine is running, we want to keep the machine moving in an overlapping linear pattern. Keep working this pattern until the Pro Polish has just begun to fade away. From here, you can go ahead and work 1 to 2 more areas just like this, but slightly overlapping them so you don't miss any spots. After you have a couple of the areas of the boat done, we want to swap out the black Pro Polish pad with the red Bright Bonnet pad. Now this red Bright Bonnet pad, we're going to use the same exact technique that we've already used, but no product on it. We're just going to use it to buff out the little bit of Pro Polish that was left behind to show your final showroom shine. Remember, you don't need a lot of pressure, just a little bit more than the weight of the machine. Once you've got this section done, go ahead and repeat this entire process until you've made it all the way around the boat. So as usual, Sam did an amazing job. The boat looks great from stem to stern, and we've got a good protective coat of our Pro Polish on it. She is definitely all set to splash for the first time. After a few months of some hard work and a lot of help from some great industry friends, the boat is now complete. I could not be more happy with how she turned out, from the glossy hull sides to the white T-top and everything in between. She really looks fantastic. And we got to splash her for the first time yesterday. I have to say I was really impressed with how each of the changes we made improved the on-the-water experience. The trim tabs greatly improved the control over the ride quality. The wet sound stereo system sounded great, even at high speed. The cup holders were everywhere we needed them to be. The T-top looked incredible, and the new grab rail was in the perfect place. The C-Star steering package made turning that big 300 horsepower engine easy and smooth. And we went with a new Edson steering wheel with the power knob. This wheel is the perfect size and extremely ergonomic. The kids love the C-deck on the bow as it makes it a great place to sit now. And the dual swim platforms on the aft with the center run hydraulic lines will make using the boat for snorkeling very easy and flexible. Now, speaking of snorkeling, we even added some fin holder bags to the boat to help keep things organized. John from Fin Holder also made us a great custom sunfly to help extend the shaded area. Last but not least, the refinishing of the fiberglass that Sam did inside and on the hull sides looks even better on the water. I hope you enjoyed watching us refurbish this beautiful 23-foot Albury project boat as much as we enjoyed working on it. From myself and the entire Shurhold team, thank you for spending your time with us. Don't forget to check out our website for a series of tips, tricks, and lessons so we can help you keep your boat clean and simple.
Come on, guys, who made a mess of the end screen here? We gotta keep this place clean. That's better.